clean them up.
When they throw the Molotov cocktails into the house, and then it flashes to Prop Joe lighting up a cigar with a flame. Like it's one of the most.
I never put that together. That's crazy.
It is one of the most beautiful transitions.
Wiretapped Truths. I can't even sound like the Charlemagne God thing.
Godspeed to all y'all for the rest of the show. Make sure everybody like, subscribe, and share, and all that. And, we need to keep Wire alive, man. Keep it alive.
Please like, subscribe, and share Wiretapped Truths.
So please subscribe, share.
Like, share, subscribe, retweet, whatever you got to do. Get this platform out there. Wiretapped Truths.
Instagram pages. So my people can go ahead and look at it and like.
Please like, share, and subscribe to Wiretapped Truths.
That's it. Thank you.
Welcome to Wiretapped Truths. My name is Jesse Perez, resident comedian Jack Simmons, and Leland, Mr. Wiretapped Truths, with a special shout out right now.
Yep. I want to shout out. We appreciate all of the fans, everybody that's shown us love, all the likes, all the new subscribers, old subscribers, everybody that taps in, comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on Spotify. We appreciate all the love, but we want to shout out a J. Krista, a fan on YouTube. They've left a few comments on some of our videos. I just want to read some of them and just give them just a fan appreciation. One of them was about the interview that we did with Cyrus Thompson. Thompson or Thomas?
Cyrus Farmer.
I'm sorry. So I just want to read these two comments from them and give them a fan appreciation. It says, "Hey guys, you're doing a great job. Man, this was another one of those interviews when as soon as you hear the first words come out of the actor's mouth, you know you're going to listen to him right to the end. Knows his wire facts, plus he sounds and looks like he's a great guy. All the best to him. As for you guys, man, don't ever forget you're creating a legacy here. These interviews are forever. Every one of these people you talk to helped create the best show of all time. They deserve the same respect as Idris or Dominic or David Simon or whoever else that played a bigger role. And you're doing just that. It's great to hear their stories, and it's great you provided a platform for them to share with us. Waiting for your next upload. All the best to you and yours from Slovenia. Jan, season 2 lover." So you're a special fan, considering how the three of us feel about season 2, and we just wrapped up season 2. So that means a lot to us, Jan. We appreciate that. Just
and not to sound like a know-it-all, but I do believe it's pronounced Jan. I think might be. Maybe. I was looking it up. Jan is. I think that's the Dutch pronunciation. By the way, thank you, sir. I don't know
how. Thank you, sir. Yeah, yes, please. If it's Jan or if it's Jan or John, if it's Jan, we appreciate you nonetheless. And you'll see this and you'll know we're talking about you. So we appreciate it. Jesse, you want to say something, bro?
If you could read the second one also.
Yep. Let me read.
This one was done right after we did the recap of we finished the season 2 finale. Yeah.
He said, after so many rewatches, and it's always a shame when season 2 ends. Great job, guys. It was amazing going through it again with you. Can't wait for season 3. Gonna do a bit of traveling myself these next couple of days. Thanks for another shout out, Jesse. Safe travels. For Jack, I wish you great shows. Don't break a leg. And Leland, have some quality time with the missus. Happy birthday to her, of course. All the best, guys. Talk to you soon. So we just want to shout you out. You've been those comments from another country. I mean, I don't think anybody here could have ever thought like, okay, somebody would be tapping in from another country while the three of us goofballs talk about The Wire. It's so we appreciate that love so much. Thank you for shouting out Jack in his comedy career. I don't think we do enough on the channel, Jack included, at promoting Jack as the comedian, even though we introduce him as the comedian all the time.
That's true.
But we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate that love, man. Thank you so much. Jesse, what are we doing today, bro?
Season 3, episode 2, brother. This is the first time Omar is in episode 2 instead of episode 3. Every other season he premieres in episode 3. So,
yes,
Jack, open us up with this code, this dope code opening.
It is great, and the title of it is "All Due Respect." And
Which The Sopranos had one like 6 months before this. I think I don't know what the timeline, but I think it was around the same time. They had All Due Respect also.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was the name of an episode. I was just thinking about The Sopranos because I was thinking of like just Paulie saying "All due respect," Tone. That makes
I
me.
think it's when So and Tony have the conversation, and he's like, "All due respect, Tone. I've known you since you were a kid." Like when he stood behind and he wanted to talk to Tony about the.
Oh
Code.
yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, that's like a common expression on that show. So that was the title of the episode, and the quote is that's what a paper bag is. Wait, hold on. It's one
There's
about.
never been a paper bag for drugs.
Yes, there's never been a paper bag for drugs. Thank you. Sorry.
I got you.
And the cold open, as you referring to, is these two guys just hanging out in the corner, like just
So-
like guarding the house.
I love
Go
this
ahead.
conversation. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jack.
No, nope.
So, right, so the two guys guarding the stash house, right? He's like, do you know the Poe house, right? And he's like, and he gonna look. He's like, take a look around you. Every house is Poe. Right? He's like, no, he's gonna look
That's
at me all
great.
disappointed. He's like, he's gonna look at me all disappointed. Shit. He's like, the Poe house. Edgar Allan Poe, who's a poet, and I guess the house is right there. But William Gant was a maintenance man for the Poe house. It all comes around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay. He also calls him Edward Allan Poe at a certain point too.
Who says it? Leland, was it Bunk? He was like maintenance guy at the Poe house.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't realize. Oh wow.
All comes around, man.
Yeah, all the pieces matter, right? It all makes full circle. I didn't realize that Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore, or maybe I forgot or something, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. Huh. But look at
That's
that.
crazy.
You learned some stuff, from the show. I forgot
That's
about
insane.
that.
That's insane.
I like how they're talking about like Edgar Allan Poe just while they're like guarding a stash house too. It's just like the random, because when you think about it, they're probably out there for like 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
Well,
So they're probably
They're having tedious conversation. Yeah.
yeah, just about whatever, just anything, just trying to fill the time. That would be a fun show, just like an hour of just them talking, just about
I'll get tired of that pretty quickly.
That would be an idea for a podcast. It's just two guys like guarding a stash house, just like
The stash. Name it the stash.
The stash, just like any conversations that come out.
Well, Key and P has a sketch like that.
Where it's like a podcast, or just like the stuff.
No, the two doormen having the conversation.
Oh, right.
Like, the penguin, the Joker.
We're talking about like Liam Neeson movies. Yeah.
And do y'all recognize who the bigger guy is? The hulkier guy? Do y'all recognize where he is?
He looks familiar, but I didn't like place him.
When they are at war with the Barksdales, I mean with the Stanfield organization, and they're in the car, and he's the decoy, and he's like, they're like, hey, we should wait for the call.
Yeah.
That's him. And he ends up getting shot.
Okay.
Yeah, he ends up getting shot and killed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I love this opening scene though, because it's like something out of like like the Looney Tunes. Like it's so silly. It's like
it's insane. It's insane.
It's a little cartoonish, but then you kind of think, could it work? Could
right.
Like,
it's just it's like only Omar could do that. I think that's what's funny about it.
The thing is, I guess my thought about it is like, okay, for one, Omar and his crew, they do these robberies barefaced. So nobody, I guess she has on a wig, but nobody knows Keisha's face, or like.
No, because they, I don't think their names have gotten out there like that. Like Omar's the main guy with the scar. They kind of, and people.
Plus, these guys aren't exactly rocket scientists, too.
That's true.
The ones that, like.
That's true, though.
So she was like, so it's funny when he's like, the nurse was like, oh, this is the brother, and you see the old man in the wheelchair. I don't remember if I was fooled or not when I first saw it, but
I think, yeah. It's funny. I was fooled the first time, but like rewatching it, you get a sense of like how did I not see? Like, obviously it's Omar. Like,
clearly
they set
Omar.
it up so well. Like, it's like, obviously,
Yeah.
you know, why? Who is this random guy coming in the house?
I guess my thought when I asked that question about like they didn't know these people is because Slim Charles said it's the second stash that they hit this month. So it's like, okay, nobody knows what Omar and his crew looks like anymore. Like they've already hit y'all earlier in the month. Like I guess you might be overthinking shit. Like so. I'm like,
No, but it's true. It's like they're gonna let these random people into the house that they don't know. You know.
And y'all got hit already early in the month. Like I don't know.
This guy's letting you know, he's like trying to impress this girl, you know, as soon as he brings her into the house, he's like, hey, so like what you doing?
Yeah.
So, I like this whole reveal scene. So they let him in and they pat him down, but they don't let her. So she has the gun and then the other guy has the gun. And then Omar, oh shit, takes out the gun.
Well,
I love the nah. With the thing, and he's like,
go ahead and give me that. Bring your ass down here, because you know I'll shoot you. You know, like.
And then Omar's already like, hey, all due respect, Mr. Omar, but this year is a Barksdale stash, right? And then do tell is a cold ass. Do tell.
Yeah.
He
They're
had
not
so
even
many
really
great
angry.
cold
Just
opens, y'all. Like we really could probably do a top 10 or maybe like a best of Omar cold opens. Like, he got some good ones, you know.
Oh yeah. No, this is definitely one of the best ones too. It's, you know, the thing is, it's funny because they do this shit all the time, of like robbing stash houses. So they probably just like spend time thinking about like random schemes of like how to do that, and you know, like where do they get the glasses from? Do they go to like a thrift store and like buy the disguises? It's I like it, you know. I'm just like, it's funny to like think about them just like plotting like ahead of like how they do this shit. But it's great. Yeah, every season has one cold open with Omar in it. And the second scene when we open up is they're doing like this scared straight thing, like in front of that Dr. Frazier, and it's like an actual corpse, just a dead guy that they have to see. You know.
The kids look so uninterested too.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, dude. The guy's like trying to shock him. He's like, "That's his heart," you know. And there's like, I don't care, whatever.
And what he said? He said, "What is that? Scared straight? Like, it's more like bored stiff." You know.
Well, McNulty also immediately was just like, "This is bullshit," you know. Yeah, exactly. They're all bored stiff. They still do that shit, this scared straight stuff too. When I was working at a school, we had to do that one day, like take them on a trip to visit prisoners and be like, see this is what you know, don't do drugs. And it's so, the whole thing is fucking stupid.
So I got a funny story. It's so crazy you said. I was just telling my wife this story. And I thought I had told her this all the years we've been together, but I couldn't remember. But at like 7 or 8, my best friend, who we're still friends to this day. Like I've known him since we were like 3, like, you know, we family pretty much. And we got in a fight at his house one time as kids, and his mom was a lawyer. You know, she was like a district attorney, so she took us down to the jail, you know, where the prisoners were, and we could see them. You know, she was like, since you all want to fight each other as, you know, best friends, as brothers, you know, go sit in jail, you know, kind of thing. And so they handcuffed us and everything, and my bro, he fuck around and slipped out the handcuffs, you know, kind of thing. Like it was a funny moment. Like, I guess I'm supposed to be scared straight, but I'm gonna take these handcuffs off too. Like,
you didn't think I could do that? That's hilarious.
I think it was like 8 years old, you know.
When you think about it, it's just like, it's incredibly fucked up because it's like, you guys are kids. They're like, we're gonna shackle you to a jail.
It was because him and I had been so close for like 5-6 years. We had never fought, you know. So his mom was like, what the fuck are y'all doing fighting? Like, y'all have no reason to fight in my house. What are y'all even doing? You know, and it was some stupid shit too that we was even fighting about, you know. So she was like, oh, okay, you all want to fight as best friends, as brothers? Let me show you all what that type of mentality gets you. You could be down here with them, is kind of what it was, you know. But she wasn't expecting her son to slip out of the cuffs either, you know, like, so.
There's always a way out, you know. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, it's They still do this shit. I mean, like seeing a corpse is pretty intense. I like that's for like a even still like that would fuck me up just seeing like some dead guy's heart.
Bro, I don't do funerals unless it's like
closed casket.
No, not even that. Unless it's like a family member that has summoned me to go to this funeral. Like, hey, I would really love your support at the funeral, but like I don't really do funerals and death. Like it's not a thing in my mind, bro. Like I try to act like it doesn't exist sometimes, bro. Like it's I don't like going. I didn't go to my grandmother's funeral. Like I saw her before she passed, but I didn't go to the funeral, like kind of thing.
Yeah, I've heard. Some people can't handle that shit. It's different for each people.
But I've went to funerals on behalf of people that like needed my support. Like I know it was their family member that passed, and I went in and showed support. But ordinarily, my mom is like that too. But ordinarily, like I don't know, the funeral stuff is in my psyche, bro. I try to act like it doesn't exist, kind of thing.
You can't handle it. I
guess.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
That's a nice shirt you got, Leland.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to, bro. I just realized we interviewed both of these people. It just clicked in my head, bro. Shout out to Trey Shaney and Donna Ogle. Yeah. So Deanna. Deanna, and our wonderful executive producer, Miss Donna Adrian Gibson, and Miss Debbie Young, as well as Kurt Burke. We love all three of you all. Our behind the scenes support system. We will always shout you all out and honor you all on this channel. So thank you all so much for everything you do for us behind the scenes. It's greatly appreciated.
For sure. So a big theme throughout season 3, which is like a continuation from the previous season, is the Barksdale sort of co-op with the Prop Joe's people, right? Not the co-op yet, but them meeting
the alliance.
That happens later on.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the alliance, right? Because these towers have come down, and so they don't have any places to sell drugs, and that's kind of what Stringer and Avon are talking about. And Stringer's basically saying like, look, we gotta talk to Prop Joe's people because they got the place, and but we can get good drugs, and we don't have like the muscle to take on, and it's not worth getting all these bodies, right?
And you know what? That's that scene too, that little transition too. So he says when McNulty is talking to the doctor, he says, I just want to make sure that nobody did the suicide to him, right? That's what he said to the doc. And then we transition into the scene with Stringer, who's responsible, obviously, for D'Angelo's death. So, like, just that little brilliant transition of McNulty saying, I just want to make sure nobody did the suicide to him, to Stringer, who called for the homicide. Is just a brilliant transition.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point, especially now. McNulty's becoming more paranoid, not paranoid, more curious about D'Angelo's death. He's the one who actually investigates into it, right? And what's the name of this character, by the way? Do you know he's like the bald guy that works for Stringer? Do you know who I'm talking about? The one.
Who you talking about, Jack?
This guy right here, the one with the T-shirt.
What's his name? Tank.
Who is he?
Tank is not bald. Wait, can you put the picture on again?
It's a little dark, but hold on, let me fucking increase the brightness. This guy right here.
He says it. Stringer says
Tank.
it. That's Tank, right?
He's like the lieutenant for Stringer.
He's the one that was in the car also, right? With the wait for the call?
Yeah. He's the one that followed Bodie in season 2.
Right.
Yeah, that's Tank. That's Tank.
He's kind of like his right-hand man in a way. Well, he's like not really. He's more like he's more like a lieutenant that works for him, but he's he's talking to this guy who works for Prop Joe, as basically saying like, look, I'm gonna bring my drugs into you. And
but then, I don't think those are Prop Joe's corners, are they? I don't think so.
No, aren't they? I mean, isn't that what they're?
Because they're not going into the east side. As far as I know, Jesse, do you know? Do we have that right? Like, are these people?
They need Prop Joe's product, so Prop Joe's people are going to their corners, not the other way. But the towers went down. So
what me and Jack are talking about is the people that they're sending out there, the stringers sent out there to go talk to these drug dealers about moving into their corners. Those aren't East Siders, right? We're still on the West Side.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, still on the West
right?
Side.
Yeah, I thought so. Because you know what, Jack? Because the other part of who they're trying to talk to is Marlo.
Okay. So that guy works for Marlo.
It's still on the West Side. Yeah,
Marlo is sort of establishing himself as
he's established
a rival, you know.
I took that note down to y'all. Like I would love to see one season or like maybe 2 seasons of Marlo establishing himself, like just his backstory. Like I think the dude that we interviewed, Jesse, did he say he did that for Marlo? Did he say he put that together? He did. Yeah, I need to check that out. When I get some free time, I need to check out what he did.
This episode, Marlo established. I feel like this is the episode where Marlo truly establishes himself as a dominant force in the show.
We know his name.
Now we have a name and a face, and like the scene later on, which we'll get to when Bodie talks to him, is where it like it just establishes himself as a villain. In this episode too, we see that Bodie's trying to look for Marlo this entire time, and he's sort of being squeezed out. He asked these guys, like, have you guys seen Marlo? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. He realizes like he's being sort of played in this episode, and he doesn't have his authorities, like, for the first time in the show is being questioned. He realizes
because he's not getting nowhere. They kind of, and we can also tell too, before they establish who Marlo is, like the way that they talk about him is like, Marlo, he was here, now he ain't,
right?
Kind of thing. It's like, well, who the fuck is Marlo? Like who, we don't know as the audience yet, but it's like, who the fuck is Marlo? Kind of thing.
He's like this legendary force, kind of like the way they were talking about Brother Muzone. It's kind of like how they're talking about Muzone, just like they're hyping him up so much. Here, like, I feel like they were like being dense too with D'Angelo, and first time he has his like authorities questioned, and we also
Bodie.
Oh, sorry, what did I say? Bodie, right? We also see Carcetti talking to Valchek in this scene.
Love it. I love the fucking scene.
Oh yeah, and just like too, like again, I've brought this up before. Just I think the reason why it's so timeless is just the way like it's shot, all on film and everything. It has that grainy 2003-4 look to it. Here, he's also reading a newspaper too. I took that note because I was like, people don't read, everything's on the phone now, and like I don't know, brings you back to a different day. He's like his feet's up on his desk.
And that's a great foreshadow moment to season 5 too. The newspaper, like
right. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and it's like you see that Carcetti's kind of well connected to all these people, right?
Yep.
And he's definitely plotting something. And
bro, I took that exact note, Jack. What you just said about him plotting, like. How the fuck? And I don't think us as Wire fans, I don't think we talk about it enough. Like, Carcetti was plotting this mayor move like well in advance. His move with Burrell was like the first foundation of him applying to be the mayor of Baltimore. But it's like he was strategically putting these moves in place well in advance. Like it's fascinating.
For sure. He's a lot. What do you think about it? His character is very similar to that of Littlefinger in Game of Thrones that he plays, because that character is also constantly plotting and is always like one step ahead for most of the show. And I like realized I was like, wow, they're kind of similar in that way. But he's very, to be an effective politician. I feel like politics is a dirty game, and you have to be willing to be pretty cutthroat. Being nice doesn't really work out. You have to be willing to like punch people in the balls every now and then.
House of Cards, and Jesse, whenever you get some time to binge, you choose to.
I'm up to episode 7.
Oh, you started? Oh shit!
Oh wow!
Sneaky. Okay, damn. Yeah, I'm telling you, on the first 3 seasons, bro. As somebody that doesn't really get bogged down in what goes on in politics, like I feel like it does. What did he say? What did Donut say? It drains the souls of people, kind of thing.
It's a cool show. I'm I'm not super into it. I guess Also, I didn't watch it at the timeline of when it came out. I think maybe kind of what it is.
Because when it was dropping, when it came out, bro, it was like
I know it was a big
fucking
It was a
bomb.
huge show,
bro. Yes, bro. It
I
was a
think
huge fucking show.
the Kevin Spacey allegations really made it like kind of forgotten in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, but it's been good.
We act like it did. We act like it didn't happen, Jack. We act
Yeah,
like
exactly. That's
House of
fine.
Cards
Right.
never happened, bro. You know.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
weird how that happens. I mean, and I definitely want to watch it at a certain point. I hear it's great. I like shows that and I hear it has a really realistic depiction of what happens in the White House.
Bro, it feels so fucking real. Like I said, somebody that doesn't really get bogged down into politics, and like I hate how people get so divisive with each other about their political opinion. Like people get really filthy about politics. But that show is, man, it's a really good show. I can't lie. Like the first 3 seasons, man, the shit that he's doing and just what you were just speaking about, just staying one like little step ahead of everybody. That's what he was on for sure.
You have to be scheming. It's all about, you can't have any loyalty to people too, because it's all about,
That is it right there. That man was fucking scheming. Like, he was fucking scheming in House of Cards. That shit fascinating. Like I kind of do want to rewatch at least the first 2 seasons of it, because his right hand man was another character who was really fucking dope. Like, and it's like I feel like we were just talking about, we act like it didn't happen, but the other actors in that show, they don't have allegations against it.
Right now,
but that show is good. It's good. It's good for sure.
Mahershala, I'll definitely check it out. Before we get back into The Wire, I just want to say the show that I did watch on HBO about the government was Veep, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld.
Yeah, it was a funny show.
That was hilarious. But okay, so Carcetti in the last episode, right? As we know, he was like humiliated Burrell and Rawls publicly in front of all these cameras, and really just gave them a big ass whooping. And so he's kind of riding high from that. You could tell he's very proud of himself. And Valchek is like, what do you have?
Plotting?
What are you plotting? Right, essentially. And then Valchek is like always looking for his own piece of the pie too.
Yep.
So it's like, where do I come in here?
What am I doing here, bro?
Right. Where do I benefit? Right. And Carcetti is like, look, I need this guy in my pocket, not in my pocket, but on my side. Yep. And if he's not going to deliver me, then I'll just continue to humiliate him in front of the press. And I want you to set up a meeting between us so we could talk things out.
And he said, or what? Tell him to what do you say? Or invest in petroleum jelly,
petroleum jelly.
I love Valchek, man. I just absolutely love Valchek, bro.
Carcetti says his ass, his choice.
His ass, his choice.
So and there's so a bit of a standoff when you think about it. It's kind of a standoff between Carcetti and Burrell, and standoff between Marlo and Bodie's crew. They're both at ends with each other, and just like Bodie's trying to broker a meeting with Marlo in the same way that Carcetti is trying to get a meeting with Burrell. Parallels, right?
Yep.
It all rhymes like.
And I want to stress this too, because I was confused about this. Barksdale is invading on Stanfield's corner, not the other way around.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
I got lost in because Avon's like, I want my corners, but they're not your corners.
You know what?
No. He just thinks all corners are his corners. He's just like, they're my corners because they exist in the world and I want them. That's why they're my corner.
No, I know, Jack. I get that, but I'm just saying, I think I can't be the only super fan that got lost in this translation. That
I'm just putting it, and we've talked about it, but I don't think it's registered in my head fully. Shit don't register in my head till we do these recaps. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. You are fucking right. Those were Marlo's corners.
Those were Marlo's corners.
But we love Avon.
The Barksdales are actually the ones invading because the territory got lost. Which
he has no claim to them.
This is actually brings importance to the first opening scene of Bodie says, "You want some shit to cry about? look at all that territory we just lost.
Yeah, no facts.
Now they got to scatter and find new territory around the west side.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what? Only reason why this is so like baffling to me in my head, Jesse, is because so many of us Wire fans be like, no, fuck the Marlo organization. You know, man, they got the Barksdale organization fucked up and this and other, but these were Marlo's corners first.
Yeah, they were Marlo's corners.
You know, we act like that part doesn't even exist. So man, that's fascinating right there,
Yeah.
bro. You spot on. You spot on.
Yeah, I think a lot of that gets lost in the war train. You know. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
No, it's true. They have no real claim to them. They just want them. And it's like Marlo, Avon's not used to having himself questioned. So he's just like, you're going to tell me that it's like, if I want them. So now he's like perceives, this is where Avon now is going to perceive Marlo as a threat. Bodie realizes this guy is a threat. They're not used to having people telling them no.
You know what, too? And I meant to touch on this when we were breaking it down. When they were talking in jail, over the phone, when Avon and Stringer are talking, and he asked him about, how you fixed up in here. He's like, oh shit, Levy got everything good for me. I'll be home before it gets cold. All right, whatever he said. You can see on Stringer's face, he's like, okay, shit, Avon is about to come home. I'm probably not going to be in charge. Like, okay. So as big of a boss as Stringer is, he still has to answer with Avon. I don't want to say to Avon, but he has to answer. He can't do shit without Avon kind of like being over it or overseeing it in a way, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, here Avon is definitely kind of on the outsets too, right? They don't have an advantage. They don't have like. They're actually at their weakest point. They don't really have a place where they can sell. They don't really have that much muscle, and so now they're realizing like everything is kind of closing in on them.
Yeah. And that's a great what you just said, Jack. That's a great like comparison. Season 1 and season 2, it seems like everything is we're a step above everybody somewhat. We might have shit going on in our organization, but we seem to be a step above everybody. In this season, it kind of brings them back to reality. Like
these people, exactly.
Great catch for sure.
Now they're at their weakest point, and also we have like this is kind of the first time we have a episode that focuses more on Cheese. Like we've seen Cheese before; he's been in episodes. But like he's more in this season. He's more of like an actual character here because they're investigating him, and they realize he's into dog fighting, and he really is. You know what's funny about Cheese is that. It's such a credibility to Method Man's acting because he's such a piece of shit, but you can't help but like him because he's really funny and like
I said the
affable.
same fucking
And
thing.
it's like why am I finding this guy charming? Even though he's like such a vile person.
He played it pretty comedic, the role.
He's very over the top and funny.
That's his natural personality too, though.
Yeah.
Like,
when I first kind of saw it, I thought it was a little green on the acting, but I got used to Cheese.
Yeah.
I think the acting kind of fits it. I thought I thought it was kind of like a little overacting, but it is funny though.
But I feel like that works for his character because his character is so over the top and loud and like always wants to be like the center of attention and everything.
Yeah,
it's like
I do think though I would say though. I do think Method Man was still a little green though. I think his acting has gotten a lot better. Not a lot better because he was good here, but I'm just saying.
He's in book 2 as the lawyer, fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
Like, fucking phenomenal. Like it's not even. He's one of the. He's a lot of people that hate the second book of Power. They still love that character. Like they love Davis McLean in Power, like kind of thing. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal for sure.
Sometimes rappers or just musicians in general can turn out to be amazing actors, and the best like directors and producers like can see that talent. I mean, we have Method Man, but we also had Steve Earle, who had like a really great dramatic performance as Waylon in the show, and it's like, who would have thought like a country musician could like have this real, but sometimes art it kind of like. It transcends from one medium to the other, so it's like people can be good at multiple things. Like there's to be artistic in one thing, you have to have like something kind of soulful about you that can kind of like you can transport that to other stuff. That's why sometimes like comedians can turn out like great dramatic performances too, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I definitely
And
think that.
Jesse wasn't the actor that played Waylon? Wasn't he really in recovery?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we this is where we see that dog fighting is a big force. Also, there's a big running joke throughout this episode about
Kill my
who
dog.
if he had to fuck any if Herc had to fuck any guy, who would it be? He could fuck any woman. And this what's funny about this show is like it's so of its time because they started talking about the Olsen twins. And I'm like, wow, this is so 2004. Like I'm
Yeah,
thinking
That
like
part actually creeped me up because I remember I can't look at the Olsen twins as nothing but kids still to this
From,
day.
The
Full House.
only
They were
movie.
Michelle when I watched them.
The only
Right.
thing I can see the Olsen twins is the Parent Trap. Not the Parent. Was it the Parent Trap?
No, that was Lindsay Lohan.
It Takes Two.
You're thinking,
Takes Two,
It Takes Two. It Takes
which
Two.
was a
It Takes
Parent
Two.
Trap part 2, kind of, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's simple. They
Um,
are the same.
I'm
movie.
older than you, Leland, so I remember them as
Full House?
Michelle. Yeah, Full House.
Full
Yeah.
House. I'm up on shit. I know about Full House, but like my childhood nostalgia moment with them is that movie.
Yeah, so when they got older, I could never picture them as like sexy because I'm like,
And
I'm looking at.
if you see them now, they not gonna look. They don't look how you remember them. Like they look like different people, kind of.
Well, it's sad because I think one of them got like anorexia and
She was, and I think she's gotten past it. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's. I don't think she's suffering from that anymore. But I do remember that was a thing. Like I don't want to say a few years, probably like 10 years ago, maybe something. Jack, like it was a while ago. I do remember that. I do remember that story.
Yeah. But they were.
This was funny though. Herc and Carver,
right?
They're such comedic relief. Like for us as the audience, like their little side quests and side moments they give so much comedic relief to the show. Like it's
you need that levity, and they do actually have more like scene but like you need that like break from all the drama to like have like a conversation. That again, it's like these guys are sitting around like for hours upon hours, so naturally eventually they talk about that.
What did he say, Jack? He said
like Steve McQueen
and Kate. No, he said Ashley, Kate. He didn't even say her name right. And Herc was like Mary Kate.
Mary Kate. Because that's the thing. Around this time, this is when they started to have like branch off into a movie career. So like everyone was like, oh, they're pretty hot. I want to fuck them. It happened the same thing with like Britney Spears too around this era. It's funny too the names.
But also, weren't they only like 19?
Yeah, they're pretty young.
19 is 2003.
Yeah.
2003. So they were like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because I was born. Yeah, I was born in 83.
1986, so they were 18 years old.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Damn.
No, they were 17.
Damn.
No, I'm not. Anyway, moving on. So, he mentioned Steve McQueen too, which I thought was funny. I was like, that's an old reference of a guy that he brought about. It's like, I'm not touching that one. Later on, he talks about Gus Triandos, and I was looking it up, and Gus Triandos played in the 50s. I was like, I thought he would be a later player because like
80s or something. That's what I was thinking. I ain't never look him up, but
I was just curious. I was like, who was this guy? Like, I never heard of him. He was just like kind of I like though that was definitely that was David Simon's real thoughts too. I was thinking that later. I was like, that's what you grew up watching, and you have like a sexual affinity for Gus Triandos, and you're trying to write it through your character Herc. I see you, David Simon. I might bring that up if we ever talk. No, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so they had to go back and forth on this, and they actually filmed the dogfighting scene And I thought they did it in a very like tasteful way too. It was very clever the way they film it because nobody wants to see that shit. So they do
Right.
it like with all this extremely fast-paced camera angle, so
Yep.
you don't like
You don't
actually
ever really see the
anything.
dogs like bite each other. You see like it's moving, it's jittery, like
Yeah.
you know.
You can't make heads or tails of that. Even afterwards, it's all like extreme close-up, so you can't really get a sense. Cheese came in so confident at the beginning. He had this huge wad of cash.
25 bands on dog fighting that's crazy work.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And the dog ended up losing, and it's like fuck, and everyone's just like laughing it off, and he's humiliated, and it's sad. He goes back and shoots the dog.
Ugh, Jack, fuck, bro.
Fucked up scene. It's a fucked up. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible thing. It's one of the sadder moments on the show, really. But that's
also too, Jack or Jesse. What the fuck was the other dude putting on the dog?
What do you mean?
When the other dude who he was fighting, whose dog he was fighting, he was putting some other shit. I guess you're supposed to put milk on them. That's the normal thing you put on there. But the dude who Cheese and his boy were dog fighting against, he was putting something else on his dog, like on that cloth. It was something else. Like I don't know.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, like if you playing the scene right now, Jack, if you show, I don't know if you see it, but like he's rubbing something on a rug, and you see Cheese's boy. He kind of looks at him like,
Oh yeah.
When Cheese has to shoot the dog, he's like, bro, I think you got played.
Yeah.
He looks down. The camera doesn't flash to it, but before they actually fight, you see him putting something on him, like, and it's not milk, like how they were doing the other dogs. It's something else. I don't know what the fuck.
I remember that line too, and I didn't really understand the context of what they were.
I guess the three of us here don't know shit about dog fighting. I guess just to know how you know.
I was hoping you guys would actually bring it up because I didn't know how he got played when he looked at
it. Yeah. No, it's been many years since I've dog fighted on.
Yeah, he was putting something on it, Jesse. Like, and you see Cheese's boy look before they fight. He kind of looking like, like what are you doing, kind of thing. Like, but we can't see exactly. There's some substance. I don't know if it's oil or I don't know, shoe polish. I don't know what the fuck he putting on the dog to. I guess it's to help him when the dog bites him. It's something stronger than milk, which is, I guess, milk is accepted in dog fighting. I guess I don't know, but
I don't know. Yeah, he had an unfair advantage, and
that's why he got killed. That's why they killed him.
Yeah.
I've been to cockfights. That's been an experience.
You've been to cockfights? Did you have to participate?
I've been to one. I didn't have like season
chicken cockfights.
No, I know.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Making jokes, just making the obvious.
I thought that's where you were going, Jack. And when you said cockfight, I thought you.
Yeah. I mean, somebody had to make the.
I've been to one in Puerto Rico. It wasn't like that.
Oh shit!
I used to go on the regular, but yeah.
Wow.
It was an experience.
Interesting. Did you bet money on that?
I lost.
Wow.
Of course.
I think I got played. I think I got like cheese. They'll look at me and say, I got the blue. And I was like, okay, 20 on the red. And then the red would die. And I'll be like, oh, fuck.
Did you have to shoot the rooster afterwards in the back too?
Cut its head and make some soup.
Damn.
But
yeah.
No, I didn't really have to cut its head and make soup. But they do that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it, like, wow, that's fucked up, man. Yeah, so Herc and Carver actually a bit in this episode, right? A lot of their job is just like standing out and talking to people and like, talking to this guy about his hat. Like, it's like this
thing. And Jesse loves that actor too. Like he always gives him praise.
He was the same one that tried to sell Bunny Colvin the drugs.
Yep. Oh, Justin? Yeah. I like him.
He's like, how did you get the ones the flaps in the back?
Yeah.
Like,
I like this part because this happens to me all the time. I like somebody will tell me something. I was like, and I'll believe it. Like if you don't say you're being sarcastic with me, I believe you.
Right. Yeah.
I had a friend that was like, "You got a job?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's funny. I just mentioned this, but he's like, "Yeah, I pluck chickens," and I was like, "Oh, I don't really have experience in that." He's like, "Bro, I'm fucking."
That's like what I feel like that's what like Dan does to us. He just like fucks with us when like it just makes some shit up to see what he can.
He's a clown. Dan is a
Yeah.
clown, man. He's a fucking clown.
Our guests
Yeah,
like to
the
fuck with us. Chris
sarcasm.
pretended he was
People have to tell me all the
Russian.
time. I be like, "Oh, that's cool." They're like, "Yo, you know I'm fucking with you, right?" I'm like, "Oh."
It's funny.
It's not for me to try to decode your sarcasm.
Yeah.
Right.
You say you pluck chickens. More power to you, my boy. Like,
no, that's just an example. But things like that fly over my head all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Oh, really?" Wait.
I'm the opposite. I feel like I just say bullshit all the time, and nobody believes anything I say because of it. Okay, so where are we at? Oh yeah, so yeah, he's you can see that there is like trouble between Barksdale and Marlo, and we see that Burrell is having his meeting with Carcetti, and like it's interesting to see them at like off work hours. They're all in like
regular attire.
Yeah, regular casual clothing. I feel like this season takes place in the summertime. I don't know why. I just feel like it does. Like they're all even the stuff they talk about. Like they're eating when they eat crabs later on, and they're talking about baseball and stuff. I always felt like it was in the summertime. Anyway, he brokers the meeting between Carcetti and Burrell, and Carcetti was late because he was at his son's game, and they say like, Burrell's like, what was the score? He's like, who keeps score? And I was thought like, oh, that's kind of like what he was talking about. That's kind of like similar to how he views politics. He's like, it's just a game. He's just doing. He's not trying to like keep score with Burrell. He's just doing this to get what he needs, right?
For sure. And also too, before that scene before Jack with Marlo when he pulls up on fruit, we kind of can see like, okay, this is who Marlo is, but it doesn't establish it yet, but we kind of can see like, oh, okay, so he's Marlo. All right, and then he just drives away. But you see the little golf club in the passenger seat too when he pulls up on fruit. Like,
right.
Yeah, I want to throw that out there. It's a quick scene. It's like a 7-second scene, but
yeah, it's interesting that he does that too. I always find like he's like, does he play golf? Like, where is he going with the
What the fuck, Marlo? Where the fuck you going with the golf club?
Right, he's gonna bat someone's head open.
Why do you have that? Are you like?
You know what I always took it as too? I always thought he's like Marlo wants to be like high class too. Golf's kind of like that,
And you know what? You know what though? Maybe because in season 4 he is playing poker. So maybe he does go putt.
I wouldn't be surprised if they play golf. It's not that expensive. They have the money for it. I wouldn't be surprised if him and like even Prop Joe goes to play golf. Like at times, like it's easy to do that. They could talk business out in the field. They don't have to worry about like being wiretapped or shit.
I know some people that golf that if I showed them to you, you'd be like, what? Ain't no way you fucking golf. Ain't no fucking way. But he completely different person when it's time to go golf. I
wouldn't be surprised if they do. But he's we're having another one of like Stringer's workshop sessions that he holds in the church, and Bodie mentions that he can't find Marlo, and Stringer's like, well, why aren't you looking right now?
How hard are you looking for him?
Get the fuck out of here and go look for him.
You call this meeting here. He kind of looked like,
Bodie can't catch a break. Bodie can't catch a break this episode. He's just getting it from all ends. He's getting it from Marlo's people. He's getting it from Stringer. He just is like, everyone is giving him a bunch of shit. One of the funniest things is the guy that gets robbed. He's like reading like Webster's New World Robert's Rules of Order. Like it's just like, what are you talking about? I think that what it is. I think like Stringer has that effect on people.
Maybe I want to read more.
Like they look at him like, oh shit, I look better with that. But I like that though. It gives them character.
I'm getting better at decoding the closing thanks to people we've had on in the industry and showed us stuff. So I asked Amanda Johnson, who was the costume designer. I said, so Bodie's wearing G Unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and that kind of goes with his character because I figure he would be like a 50 Cent fan. And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. So,
and he's also in BMF with 50 Cent.
Right.
No.
That's pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Pooh was in BMF 2 for like an episode or two. And then Bodie's character, J.D. Williams, the actor, he was in there for like a full season and a half almost. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they often have like shared roles, you know. I feel like a lot of the actors know each other and everything. But Carcetti and Burrell are talking, and Burrell is basically like, what the fuck is your problem? And why are you hassling me? And Carcetti's explaining like he kind of wants to do actual useful stuff. He feels like his role is useful, is useless. He wants to
I'm bored.
He's bored essentially. And he's like well, you know, that's why you're fucking with me. And he's like, you know, I can help you if you help me. Essentially, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and if you don't help me, I'm gonna continue to humiliate you in front of the press. You know,
you know what?
Balls on him.
You know what, Zach? Just because I feel like season 3 has every element of what makes The Wire great, I'm not sure if season 3 is better than season 4, but it might be. Like,
yeah, it's fantastic.
I was when I was breaking down this episode today, some of the dialogue, and then I'm like, damn, this episode is funny as shit. We got Avon, we have Omar, we have Marlo, we got Bunny Colvin, his intellect, his wisdom. I'm like, damn, like, is season 3 the best season of The Wire? Because this episode, it seemed like when I was looking at how long my notes were, I'm like, God damn, this shit long as fuck. Is this shit longer than an hour? Goodness. You know, like, it was just because the episode is so layered, it's so good. Like, I don't know, like, this season 3 and season 4, man, this shit
I met a couple people that didn't like season 4. I'm like,
which is that part of it is insane. Like season 2,
it's crazy, but I kind of I understand it. If you're like solely invested in the Barksdale crew, like season 4 is
because there's no Stringer for one. That's for a lot of people.
There's no Avon really.
There's no Stringer. There's no Avon. You know. So,
yeah, it's the character is definitely. I think season 3 might be my favorite. It has my favorite. I don't know. I can never give a straight answer. It has my favorite finale of any season.
It depends if you. It depends if you like the storyline of the kids in the school system, and I loved it. Like those,
I do too.
Kids,
I do too. It's just
I was like
breaking down this for our podcast and having to take notes and look at shit. Like it's like, damn, this is top tier fucking television. Like,
I was so invested in those kids in the school system, and just seeing how fucked up the school system is, kind of, and
I mean,
I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough for me to pick which one, but it's breaking down season 3. It's like, man, this shit it's fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, each season's great. I have this theory, I don't know how true it is, of course, that David Simon was thinking that the show might get canceled after season 3, and he wrote but he had plans for like a season 4 and 5, but he wrote season 3 as if the show might get canceled, and then they picked it up for season 4. I don't know how true that is.
Well,
That's
you know what, Jack?
I don't know.
Because after every season, they weren't sure if it was going to come back.
Right. But the way season,
by the end of season 3, if that theme was continuing, season 1, we weren't sure if we were going to come back for season 2. We got through season 2. Okay, not sure if we're going to come back for season 3. All right, we got through season 3. All right, we see the theme here. HBO is going to fight us if we want to come back for season 4. Maybe. Maybe if we ever manage to get David Simon on our channel, we'll have to ask him that, because that's a great point.
I think David Simon just doesn't like to stretch storylines neither. Like
Yeah.
the Barksdale story was done. He told
And we
it-
did it for 3 seasons.
He could tell it in 3 seasons. I told it. I'm done. You know.
Right, for sure, and I respect that. But yeah, we'll get back to that when we go later on to the show.
But that's an interesting thought, though, Jack. I mean,
yeah,
but
it's just a theory of mine. I don't
just
know.
knowing after every season that they were gonna have to fight, possibly like that.
I just
make
felt
sense.
season 3 specifically, like just by the way the finale of this season was written and everything.
How it ended. Could y'all imagine if The Wire ended with season 3?
Yeah, I know. It is it'd been crazy. You know.
That's interesting. What would it like? Because I feel like a lot of its core legacy is seasons 1, 2, and 3. But I also feel like season 4 is so freaking important in The Wire, the Wire story and all of the key moments. But I wonder if The Wire ended at season 3. How would we view it? Because season 5 is so volatile for Wire fans. Even though I love it, I think it's a classic. But like those, if it ended at season 3, and if we didn't have season 4 and 5, what would the Wire legacy be?
Would it be so?
That's interesting.
Weird. Yeah. But so this episode too, we also are introduced to that place where Marlo does business.
Yep.
At this, and I really love the
Rim
way
shot.
that this place is lit. It has this like blue neon lit,
beautifully
lighting.
lit.
Oh yeah, even like this stuff, like just the shadows and everything. It's just fantastic. And just establishes that like this is the place where this is like their version of the funeral parlor essentially. And
he's somebody to Marlo, clearly, like almost like his advice person, if you will, kind of
conciliary kind of.
And also too, we can see that Marlo is a thinker too, because he says, "Well, shit, if I get these, it's hanging a sign on my ass saying lock my ass up." So we can see he's thinking about shit too. Like, and I love when he's when he's telling him, and the rim is spinning. And Marlo is looking kind of like, well, yeah, I am ready to go to war, kind of thing. Like, I love that little, how that shot. It's just, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it really is kind of like mesmerizing. It reminds me of like Collateral or something really well lit. And it also
Collateral, the movie.
Yeah, with
Tom Cruise?
Fox. Tom, that was
awesome. Stop it, Jack.
One of my favorite.
Man, what you know about that, my boy?
I love that movie. Michael Mann made that one. The guy made Heat. I love Collateral. Yeah.
Damn. Me and my dad, like, if I call him right now and say, "Hey, come over, let's watch Collateral," he'll pull up.
That's a fantastic. We'll do a review of that one day. I love the way.
Any actors from The Wire in Collateral?
I don't think so.
No? Damn.
No.
I don't think so either.
Tom Cruise? No, it isn't The Wire. No. They mentioned it at one point, I think. But here, like, the way Marlo's written, too, is he doesn't talk a lot. So they write him as a powerful guy. You could tell that he's a dominant person because he doesn't say much and he doesn't need to say much. He doesn't show any emotion. He's not, like, angry or nervous or even, like, he's just very, like, calm and very like, focused. Very
similar to Avon in the fact that he doesn't have to speak much to show his power, but very different in Avon because Avon was quick to like raise his voice.
Yeah, he has no temper or anything.
Voice ever, except at the end when they're in jail, and he's like, my name was on the street. What the fuck you mean? Like that's the only time really that we hear him raise his voice ever. So
Marlo is very cold and calculated, and
cold. He's cold. He's so fucking cold.
And this guy's basically saying like, are you willing to go to war with Avon because Avon's coming home, and he's not going to be happy about you holding on to your corners and saying no to him. And he's like, "Fuck him,"
Pretty much. I don't know. Like, Omar and Butchie, like, I didn't see much of, like, Vincent guiding Marlo. Like, even the advice he gave him, Marlo went the opposite way. Like, I think
you can't really guide Marlo, first of all.
Yeah, that makes sense, because he's like, he doesn't listen to people. He just doesn't care.
He was supposed to be that to Marlo, right?
He's coming to him to hear his opinion about what he's gonna do. It doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna listen to him. You know, like, but he's who he comes to, and in season 5, that's where they're at too. When they're plotting on Omar, they're at Vincent's shop. So that's like,
yeah, they go to the tire shop. Yeah, it's like the bar for Omar. It's like Butchie's bar, but
in a way, but he's not necessarily like his mentor in a way. He's just somebody that Marlo talks to and is, I guess, may listen to, you know, but Marlo he don't listen to nobody, bro. He don't listen to nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I didn't like Vincent's character wasn't like that guiding for
Marlo.
Omar, Butchie, and I want to say there was another one. I'm kind of thinking of another example, but I can't think right now. So I'll think about it later.
I gotcha. We have a great scene too with McNulty and Bunk, kind of classic bar scene when they're just kind of shooting the shit. They have a real friends relationship. Just even the way they bust each other's balls. Like when Bunk's like, they're talking about suicide. He's like,
Men of color don't usually do themselves.
Yeah, he's like, look at me, and McNulty's like, yeah, you got all the reason in the world to. But yeah, that because that was a great little.
That was a great fucking line. Like,
yeah. McNulty could be a real smartass at times. He's got like a real, you know, the way they talk to each other feels like real friendship.
It's so fucking funny. Their like lines that they have with each other are just, it's some of the funniest shit in the whole show. Like they have so many fucking classic little scenes together.
Well, it brings humanity to them, you know. Most cop shows, you just see them as cops. Here, they see them at their off hours. What they're doing, they're just people. And here, you know, they had a long day, and McNulty's talking about like he doesn't think D'Angelo killed himself, and then he spots some girl at the jukebox.
I love that. I love that scene.
He's talking about he spots this girl, and it's like,
he said, "Hey, I saw her first, Jimmy."
Yeah. They're just competing over. But they have their own little like
setup.
A whole little setup where
it work like a charm too. Like I'm talking about, like they got a whole alley-oop system. Like
you can tell they've done this before. I don't know if it'll work in real life. I've never tried that one. Get a friend to like harass a girl and be like, "Hey, excuse me, I'm sorry about my friend. I'm Jim, by the way. How you doing?"
He said, "What he say when McNulty was pushing him? What he say? Bun say, it's all pink, baby."
Oh yeah, you're all pink, baby. He's like, I'm sorry, he's had a bit to drink. He comes in like the
Bunk, man, fucking Bunk, man.
That's a good friend right there. Yeah, a good wingman.
He said, "Knock it out, my boy."
Yeah, because he's like, play the right song, and then, you know, he's like, I can make you hit the high notes. You know, he's got his whole.
He said, "I got a spot right here." You know.
Yeah. You can tell they've done this many times. You know.
Countless. They got Jack. They got. He said, "Let's go with number 3." They got whole multiple schemes.
Yeah.
You know, like
they make a good team. Every guy needs a good wingman for sure. And here's the next scene is like this guy talking about some dude,
Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson, who went up.
True story. True story too. That's a true gangster. And
he went up to a police station.
In the movie he did. And I don't know in real life if that story is true. But in the movie, it's a movie in 1997. Lawrence Fishburne plays Bumpy Johnson. This is a good movie.
Really? What's it called?
Hoodlum.
Oh wow, okay. I never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's the Bumpy Johnson biopic. It's shit good as fuck too. Like it's a good ass movie. Wow. Do y'all recognize the young man who he's talking to, who he's telling the story to?
No.
Y'all recognize? 1 hour into, we want to say please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. We appreciate all the love, all the subscribers. There are a lot of people who tune in and don't subscribe. All the subscribers matter to us, so please subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, helps push us out to other people who aren't seeing our stuff. So thank you all so much. But that kid who he was talking to, that's Sherrod.
Oh, really?
That's Sherrod.
Oh, shit. Wow. Yeah. That's an amazing catch.
That's Sherrod.
I did not realize that at all. Holy shit. Yep. That's incredible. Okay.
Mhm.
And so this guy's talking to him, and he got shot in the fucking head right there.
In broad day. Okay,
Uh-huh.
like,
But that's weird. So that's Sherrod, but I feel like they switched Sherrod's actors too.
what you mean?
Because when Bubbles is like talking to the kid on the porch, that he's like, "Hey, how do you do this?" Like in season 3, we get introduced Bubbles meeting a kid that he's.
I don't think that's supposed to be Sherrod though. I guess it could be, but
then how did Sherrod just end up being that person in 4?
I mean, it's Baltimore though. Who's to say Bubbles wasn't walking and found him? I don't know. How'd he find that kid at the end of season 3?
That's what I'm saying, because we see that introduction, and we see the kid like want to like, be like,
oh, because he was in Amsterdam. Yeah. I mean, maybe because that's where Bubbles found him at, was in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
He asked him, he was like, how much you make? Yeah. But if Bubbles is pushing carts all around Baltimore, who's to say that he didn't come across Sherrod at some point in time? I guess. But I see what you're saying, though.
I always thought that kid was supposed to be Sherrod, and they just switched actors. But now you're saying Sherrod is here, so I'm like,
no. And when I say that's Sherrod, I'm saying that's the actor Sherrod, not the character.
No, that's
Sherrod.
what I'm saying. But they already had the actor Sherrod, so.
But I mean,
maybe they did decide.
We didn't establish at the end of season 3 the kid that Bubbles was with that his name was Sherrod. Like that was
I thought that's what it was going to, but I thought that's where the storyline was going to be. Because
season 4, because we had Sherrod. Yeah. I should have said this is the actor Sherrod, not the character Sherrod. But no, I get what you're saying, though. Yeah.
Huh. We'll have to get clarification on that one.
Yep.
The person that shot him was Cheese's boy,
Tree.
And
you never see again, I don't think.
Yeah. Now these guys that got robbed, they go and tell the stash house. So clearly, like, this is the second, because this is like the 3rd time they're getting hit, right? They're getting robbed by Omar's people. They're getting killed by Cheese's people, the Barksdale, and they're getting, standoff by Marlo's people, right? So they're, like I said, the Barksdale people are at their lowest point.
But I don't know if those are Barksdale corners necessarily.
You mean because, the guys that got robbed?
You know why? When Ross is chewing in the Buddy later in the episode, that's the commander for the Eastern District. Buddy, who got killed about the dog stuff, that's the Eastern District. So these aren't Barksdale corners.
Oh, so who are those people then that got robbed? Are they? I thought they were just people that worked with Marlo, Avon's people.
Which people? Who are you talking about? You talking about
the ones that got robbed? Not robbed. The guy that got shot. The one that they were talking to.
Oh no, he got shot because he was in on the dog fighting thing with Cheese.
Oh, okay.
That's why they killed him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
He was the one that was rubbing the shit on the dog, whatever that.
Okay, yeah, that makes more. All right. Sorry, audience. I feel like I'm slacking today. I got confused.
No, it's fine because Jesse don't usually not know what's going on either. The whole scene about what was put on the dog and how he got played, it's not really explained in words. Like it's one of the moments where you can't miss it.
Yeah, well, we're learning. It's been a while since I've seen this. Every now and again, we're gonna make not understand things, but that's all right.
But that's just revenge for the dog fighting thing. That's why he said wolf.
That's
why he said wolf before he shot him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because Cheese is not gonna just take that sitting down. Cheese is
25,000.
Right. He did love that dog. Even though he shot the dog and used him to fight for money in his own twisted, fucked up way, he did feel affection towards that dog.
There's something about dogs and pets, like those who are pet owners, this I don't know. You won't understand until you have to give a dog or a cat up, or kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, my dog is my favorite.
An affection, a love, a real deal love when you're a pet owner.
Oh yeah, my dog Louie is my favorite thing in the world. You know,
Yeah,
my
you know,
favorite person, animal, all that shit.
for sure.
McNulty, is investigating D'Angelo's death, and he looks at like these photos, and he realizes there's two like strangulation marks.
Yep.
So he's like, "What did he fucking hang himself twice?" And the guy is trying to like come like justifications, like, well, maybe he slid and then he fell down, that created another abrasion. And then he's like, "Yeah, I just don't see that happening. I think that."
I mean, and the fact too that like nobody else would even think like, oh yeah, nah, this could be a homicide.
Yeah,
Oh,
they just
nobody
don't care.
Almost,
They're just
Nobody
like,
cares.
fuck him. He's a prisoner. Who cares? And we're not
Right.
gonna.
What did that lady tell McNulty? We don't go looking for homicides,
he said, man, if you don't get out my office with this shit.
Yeah, they like.
But
McNulty's the only one who gives a
which
shit about
makes
him.
McNulty's speech to Brianna, like, it was so transparent, and it was McNulty like telling the absolute truth. Like, your son got squeezed between the sides, nobody cared. They're happy to have one less dead body on their hands. Like,
that's one of the best McNulty scenes,
bro.
That's probably the
talked about it a bunch of times.
That's McNulty's shining moment,
because he doesn't give a fuck.
It's not filled with like this. Is not filled with like fake family photos to get your empathy or nothing.
No.
It's just McNulty being brutally honest.
Like,
like,
no nicety, yeah.
And
the fact
the
that
reason why he really is looking into it is because he actually did like D'Angelo. That's true. Because it's not bullshit coming from McNulty for once when he goes, I liked your son, all things considered. Like, he was a pretty decent guy. Like, I really feel like McNulty meant that. Like, he saw the so.
Also, McNulty saw a bit of himself too, I think, in D'Angelo. I think they, in a way, they're very similar as characters. They both constantly felt like they were not being respected and appreciated by management. They both had like empathy and realized that like violence didn't need, and realized like there's faults within their systems, that the systems they work in are corrupt. And McNulty has a heart, and he doesn't give a shit about like people's feelings in this case, because it's like when he delivers that speech later in a future episode that we'll get to in the season, he's basically like, you're a piece of shit mom, and you abandoned your son, and you sent your son to fucking die in jail. Like, there's no, and like, he doesn't care like how you, and Brianna's like, nobody else has the balls to tell her that. So that's when it really hits.
And her shedding that tear, y'all, like, is what takes that scene like just one level up. Like, it's like having a tear like just run down her face right after he gives that. Like, it was, the timing was perfect. It's perfect. Like, that is a perfect scene. And there are so many scenes in season 3 like that make you think, damn, this is the best season of The Wire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really tough. It's really
also
tough.
in the same scene, he's talking to Fraser, and he's like, "Why are there like abrasions on his back and
his back
bruises?" He's like, "That doesn't make any sense." And the guy's like, "Maybe he bumped himself in the shower." He's like, "Or maybe the guy fucking strangled him and set him up to die."
Exactly.
Maybe there's he even says like nothing like a definite maybe, But they with Cheese and the dog, this is a classic this is a classic example of dramatic irony, right? Because throughout this entire episode, they think that Cheese is talking about murdering some guy. Prez Belusky and Freeman overhear him on the phone openly talking about shooting someone, and they think, "Oh my god, we got him on a murder," and not talking about a dog.
Something I picked up on, right? Prez is the one that, Prez we figured to be the smartest one when it comes to puzzles and this and that, putting stuff together, the paperwork stuff. He's the only one questioning, no, this is not right. He's kind of like,
why would he be talking so
etiquette?
He's like they've been, like, it just doesn't make sense. And then Freeman, who's supposed to be like the best detective of them all, is just like, this is what happens when you're just patient. It's gonna come to you.
What's the word I'm looking for, y'all? He's impulsive right now.
Right. Well,
so
you know what
Prez
it is.
Even,
he's like, he's very confident in
what
himself.
else it could be.
Right.
But Prez is the one, like, you can see in Prez's face, like, he's like, no, this is not right. Even Daniels is like, well, these guys have been great for so long, and now, like, so
Right.
Daniels and Prez are both like, something's off with this. But I guess they have like such a conviction of him saying it on tape that they don't want to question it too loudly. But you can see that they're kind of questioning it because they're like, because Prez is like, this doesn't make sense.
Daniel says he never talks like that on the phone. Now, why would he? He's baffled. He like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. It makes no sense.
You can't even make sense of it.
Why would he be like revealing all this information? I think also it comes down to Freeman just being very overly confident in his own intelligence and his own beliefs. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a hubris thing where he's like, well, of course, it makes sense that he would do this because, but yeah, no, you're right. Prez Belusky's like more skeptical, and rightly so. And because they're recording everything, and they got basically this guy no subtlety at all talking about shooting someone, right?
Right.
And the next scene is like Poot on the corner, and he's going like, police are coming by. Then Herc and Carver come out and like arrest him. Herc gets right in his face. He's like, do that fucking thing with your,
I love this scene. This is one of them that I rewind 10, 12 times every time, no matter what. It's one of the reasons it took me so long to hop on today too. I was taking my notes still, and I was rewatching, and I rewatched this shit like 10 times. Okay, like I love when he's like, time out.
It's like, what the fuck?
I don't watch the scenes over and over when I'm watching the show. I go back and watch the YouTube clips of the ones I really like.
That makes sense.
I love it. I love that scene though.
But here they're like pretending to be like they're pretending to be like, oh, we're looking out for you. Watch out for these other guys that they're. And Pooh's like, you guys tell me the same shit every year. They're like, these new kids are a new breed. They're bad at even though Herc and Carver are getting better at policing, they're bad at like masking their intentions with people because they're trying to make it seem like they're your friend. Just like when they tried to make Bodie seem like they're on his side in season 1. Like Poot and Bodie see right through that shit. They're like, no, you're not. You're fucking full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to any of this.
And also shout out our boy Trey Shaney, man. Check out the interview with him on our page. Phenomenal interview. Shot with us from left his movie set to chop it up with us, man. So shout out to Trey Shaney.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with what Jesse's saying with Prez Belusky, because you can even see it in his eye movements. He's like skeptical about what's going on, And so they hear something about the East Side, and Freeman calls Detective Norris. And Norris is like stressed out, and he's wondering how many bodies that they have over in the East Side. He's like, how many bodies you got, asshole? Like, but we also have Bunny Colvin a lot in this episode, right? And he's going through all the like bullshit cases that he's talking about, and they're talking about how they can like juke the stacks and make it seem like more armed robberies are being arrested, and like there's no like they're turning like felonies into misdemeanors and all that shit. Basically, it's all about the statistics, right? And the scene too with Herc and Carver where they all get caught by what's it called? Poot and Bodie at the movies too is a great little shared.
Y'all go to the movies?
Yeah.
So here's a trivia question for you guys. Did you guys catch the name of the movies?
I did, and they're not real movies, I don't think, right?
No, I don't think they're real movies, but it shows you that. So they're gonna go see like a romance drama. Last Kiss, and then Poot and Bodie are walking out of Blood Fist, which I think is like those kung fu movies. So I think that was pretty cool how it fit those characters.
I like that.
There's also a blatant like I don't know what you call it, but like you can see Poot's mouth moving and the words are playing like in the background. It's like if you play the scene, Jack, you might catch it. It's like it's not it's like slightly off. Like you see his mouth moving, but the words are moving.
Oh, really? It's
before
not in sync?
Right.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes what they do is they'll ADR certain scenes, so they'll have the actors using the audio like in a booth, and they'll try to match it in the editing process. Like they won't capture the audio on set. They'll have like the actors saying their lines later on in a booth, and they'll try to like match it. You know what I mean?
So
I don't know if that happened in the scene, but
and I like this scene because it shows like this is a small victory for Poot and Bodie, right? Like they put them being civilians with their girls, and they get to talk a little shit. They get to be the one.
Right.
They get to put them in the corner for a second, you know. So it's like,
where the shit? Who got the shit?
Yeah, you know.
It shows like we're not so different, you and I. We're at, you know, they are. It's a moment of like at the end of the day, like this is what we do. It's all Poot and Bodie are basically saying like this is all a game to that. You know, you guys try to catch us, and then you fucking don't, and then at the end of the day, we just
Yeah, well, they like embarrass them. You know, they get a little one up here. You know, they embarrass them in front of their girls. Like, yo, they try to fuck with us every day. Look at this. Hey, how did you like the movie, Miss? You know, now they're fucking with their personal world, right?
Right, exactly. And it's like,
go ahead, Zach.
No, just showing like they don't respect what they do. You know, basically saying like what you do is a joke, and you know you don't catch us, and that's why we're here at the movies together. You know.
Yeah. Also, too, when Dozem and his girl walk out, you see Herc look his girl up and down, like you know, like in a flirty kind of way. And I say that to say later in the episode when he's about to reveal what guy he was.
Yeah, he's like Dozem's girls.
He names Dozem's girl too. You know, so just a fun little.
Dozem's girl was bad, bro. Bad. I wonder if Mr. Perry got her. Mr. Perry seemed to get all the bad chicks.
Yeah. I think Mr. Perry. This is the first time we see Herc and Carver's wives too, or girlfriends. It's not really established if they're married or not. And I see them for the first time. You know, and it shows also it's like they're friends in the same way McNulty and Bunk are friends, where it's not just like they work together; they hang out outside of work and everything. Freeman's there and he's chasing essentially a dead body that doesn't exist because he's trying to look through all the dead bodies that match up descriptions, not knowing that he's looking for a dog this entire time. And we also they get more characterization about where Kima's headed, how she doesn't really feel comfortable in her role as a mother and a wife, and like
they sick of each other, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like a scene when they're just lying on the couch watching television. It should be like a comfortable moment, right? You're with your wife and baby, and you're watching. It should be like very calm, but you can tell she's like uncomfortable and just like doesn't feel at home there. It doesn't feel right. It feels off. She's like she doesn't have that like motherly affection towards her child in the same way that Cheryl does. It seems like she doesn't even really care about the child, you know, like doesn't even seem like it was never really established that she wanted to be a mom either. There was no dialogue saying that this was definitely just like an idea that Cheryl had and Kima just went along with it because she didn't want to say no. And now she's like, fuck, now we have a kid. What am I supposed to do? And you know, she's at that's definitely a crisis moment, you know, and she's like trying to make nice by like, you know, making conversation. And it's like it comes off really awkward too, you know.
Cheryl sees right through it, bro.
Yeah, is asking about a fontanette, and it's like when she's talking about a fontanelle, which is like a type of something in their head, you know. So the baby had like surgery in her head; she doesn't even know what it's called. Yeah, Cheryl is pissed off because she could tell that like Kima's not feeling it, you know, that there's like tension building and everything. And even this way the scene's done is very well too because it's all dark lighting, so it's like showing they're in their home late at night, you know. And we also see Cuddy's like trying to find work, right? And you know, he goes to where all like the
so Cuddy does.
What's that?
Do you guys well, Jack, I know you've seen it. Leland, do they have this in Atlanta where like the undocumented people wait at Home Depot and wait for like a truck to come pick them up and stuff?
At certain Home Depots, I mean, but it's not really at Home Depot. It's like it might be at a gas station near a Home Depot. Like
I've never seen that person. I mean, I know that exists. I've
you never
seen it
seen
like
it?
a person.
So if you pass by like at 6 a.m, I actually don't know if they still do it as much with the craziness with ICE and everything. But so if you pass by like 6 a.m. at a Home Depot, you'll have all these undocumented workers working, and you'll have like a contractor like go out there and be like, "You two back here, you three," and then they'll come and you pay them like $100 for the day, and they'll do stuff for you. Like you could get them to mow the lawn, or if you're doing a lot of contractors use them a lot of times.
Yeah,
construction work. So you'll see them. So it's just funny to see Cuddy with mad undocumented Spanish people.
He's like 2 feet taller than all of them. He's just not sticks out like a sore thumb.
But this is actually a very normal thing. So you go to like a Home Depot like at 6 a.m. and then you'll see them, and then they'll I was wondering why I seen it so much, and I was like, because I used to do security at Home Depot, so I'm like,
okay.
So if you get there early enough, you'll see it. But so it's pretty funny just to see Cuddy in the mix of all these undocumented.
They all get in the back of a pickup truck.
And this lady's Spanish is butchered as hell.
Brutal.
Yeah. Did you like? I don't even know what she said, and I understand.
I don't either.
Spanish.
I ain't never even think to ask my wife either. Like, baby, what is she saying or trying to say? Like all of these years, I never thought to try to decode what she.
Yeah,
I knew
if I rewind it, I could make out what she's trying to say.
Yo quiero mucho menos pastillas.
I want something. Yeah.
She said "yo quiero," and then I don't know what the hell she said. That
was a great actress to play that like suburban white lady. She's even got like the haircut and everything. You know.
Yeah, that was funny.
Fucking job looks brutal in that hot sun.
But then you see the Spanish guys look at each other like, "What the fuck did she just say?"
What
because she didn't make no sense. I'm pretty sure she made no. I have to rewind it a couple times. I just let it go by once, but I was like, that made no sense.
Right. They're just bracing up for everything. Freeman tries to convince Daniels, like, hey, we got all good things come to those who go his weight. Comes to those who wait. And he even says, like, we got cheese on a platter. Got shit, as we see later on. But in the meantime, McNulty has gone to visit.
But they could jam him up if they want to fuck with him, right?
They could do it.
They could jam him up if they want to mess with him.
Who you talking about?
Like they could get him from animal cruelty or killing him. Isn't killing an animal?
Yeah, but you give up the wire though. That's the thing.
They charge him disposing a firearm on an animal.
Right.
But weren't they saying that like in sarcasm? Like, oh yeah, we got him good, fine. For disposing the firearm.
In comparison to a homicide.
Right. Yeah, they're trying to get him for like big fun. And also they don't want to give up the wire, I think, too, because they give it up on that, then they don't have a connection to Prop Joe, which is like
because the wire dies after this.
They realize that later on in the episode. Because I mean, like, yeah, he could definitely go for jail for like a year or two, but I think they're trying to get him for like real heavy duty like homicide stuff. McNulty's gone to visit Donnette, and he's trying to convince her, like, hey, I don't think it was suicide. McNulty's very presumptuous too, just like picking up the child and putting it on
you fucked up.
You
put my goddamn child down. What the fuck?
Like you're not a friend. You're a cop.
Bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, but you know what? I bet you D'Angelo's more okay with that than Stringer holding him saying,
"Yeah,
you're about to kill your dad."
You know what? Too, I took this note too, and it's I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna say it because it sounds funny. You know that scene that I've mentioned it probably 4 or 5 times with D'Angelo walking past his son, not giving the child no love, kind of thing, because he was mad about losing his mistress or Chardine, kind of thing. So in actuality, McNulty gave D'Angelo's son more love than we saw D'Angelo give him.
No, for sure. Oh yeah, no, and he's not doing
this.
this to be like a dick. He's doing this to like show humanity. I think McNulty's doing this to show like, look, I'm not trying to be a piece of shit here. I'm genuinely doing this to like tell you what we think. The autopsy shows what happened. The autopsy shows it was not a suicide.
But you know what, too, though? With McNulty, it's always like he's doing it because he's a good person, but he also has ulterior motives.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like I'm hopeful that I can convince you maybe to get them to look into it, and then maybe we can act on it and revisit it and pop the case back open. Like it's,
That's how I feel.
There's some of that in the back of his head too.
But I think everybody's like that. That's just my belief about people. I think everybody is like. Well, I think most people like we care about others, but we also do things for our own benefit. I think that like. I think people in general are just like a combination of the two, where it's like you can't be completely unselfish unless you're like, I don't know, like Mother Teresa or some shit. But he's basically saying like, look, we got an autopsy and a tip saying it's not a murder, and he's basically saying like, I actually liked your son. There was no I don't like have any animosity towards it, so I thought I'd let you know. And trying to also, like you said, he's trying to put that idea under his ulterior motive too. Is he also wants to like fuck with the Barksdales? He feels like he wants to take them down, right?
I'm still after Stringer, man. Like I ain't never gonna let that go. Like
we also have Rawls just berating his
man. What that man is people. A fucking savage, bro.
He has them all these like grown men with all these decorated police lieutenants and district commanders, all these, and they're all like cowering like children under him.
You know what, Jack? I never put that together, bro. This is the room of fucking not sergeants. These are lieutenants and colonels.
Yeah.
Damn, Buddy's sweating. He got sweat on the back of his neck, bro. Like you can see it. Like he's like, fuck, I'm gonna get my ass killed.
They're all have their tails between their legs, like looking down. You know, Rawls is able to just like tear people to pieces.
He told Buddy, man, shut the fucking book.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, that's the thing too, is that say what you want about Rawls, but every time I rewatch it, I realize how good at his job Rawls is, because he really is knowledgeable about everything that's going on. He knows about all these murders. He's like ahead of the game. If you ask him about anything, he knows what's going on. He figures out that about Amsterdam before Burrell. Like he's always one step ahead of the game. So it's frustrating to him that people
telling him to shut the book about how many bodies, bro. 4 bodies in 5 hours is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking insane. Like just think about it. If we start at noon. That's a body at noon, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 at 5 o'clock. Like that's crazy.
Right. Imagine just like going down the street. Yeah, it's the drug war is ramping up. So it's like we're seeing the drug war and its effect on the Barksdale, but it's like it also directly impacts the police, and then it also impacts the politicians, right? Yep. Because Carcetti is using that as like a platform to get ahead, and then it'll show that it's like damaging the mayor. So it's like everything's like tied together, But it's basically saying like you have Rawls ends that scene by being like you have like 24 hours to fix this problem, or I'll fucking fire you and replace you with someone else.
Jack, let me ask you something, bro. What the fuck did Rawls want him to do? In 24
8 hours to get it. 8 hours, actually.
What the fuck did he want him to do? Solve all of the murders? Or like what was he asking him to do in
8 hours?
That span of time? What?
Get like anything, What
the fuck was he supposed to do?
Later on, they do figure out one of the murders, I think, later on.
And also, too, it's brilliant to see that the wolf, Cheese's boy who committed the murder, you see the dead body on the screen. That's one of the bodies.
That's right. So that's
great transition work from earlier in the show.
That is fantastic. Because you think about all the work that they do, like making that, they have to like take Polaroids of like the actors dead, and then they have to like print those and like have to put them like upload onto a computer to show on the, it's all But yeah.
But they couldn't think to make a new picture of Omar and Brendan. They had to take one.
Granted, this season 3, Jesse. That's season 1. We might not have had that in the budget. Season 1.
Now we got the real. And finally, So finally, and was it Bodie is able to meet Marlo, and Bodie comes
beautiful
up to
camera, beautiful camera shot, Jack.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because it shows like Bodie at this like submissive way, and it shows just the way it shows Marlo as like this powerful force. Bodie's actually like very intimidated too. You could tell by the way he's walking up to him. He doesn't know what to expect. He's asking his name.
Who is this person who I've been chasing, who apparently is never on these corners, who runs all of these corners, and I can't never find this motherfucker? Like,
yeah. And I think I know exactly the shot you're talking about, where he's like, "Are you Marlo?" and the camera pans up, right?
That's it right there, bro.
Yeah. And then you say, it's like the whole time we're waiting to see. Because as the audience, you haven't seen him since the... Well, I don't know if you put the two names together, but it shows, like, here he is. And Marlo doesn't even, like, look at Bodie, too. He doesn't acknowledge him.
Never noticed that. He never looked at him.
Here's where it goes to show you, right? It's kind of like... He's like, you guys got to go over there and pack up your people. I'm being a gentleman about it for the moment, right?
Legendary line.
Imagine if somebody did that to Avon's crew and they walked up on Avon like, "Yo, you Avon? Could I talk to you?" I could see the same response.
Bro,
Stringer would be like, "Bro, are you crazy coming into my territory?"
Are you this drug kingpin?
And I think you know what too, Jesse. I think Stringer was somewhat naive, thinking like, "Oh yeah, the towers are down. We're just gonna go make friends with everybody." Yeah. And
I think he underestimated Marlo. He didn't think that anyone would step up to him. He'd be like, "We have this place."
There's a couple of things I don't understand. I don't understand what Stringer's obsession is with trying to flip Marlo into like working with them, and Prop Joe's obsession. Like Avon had the right mentality of like, "Nah, this dude is. We go to war with this dude. We don't like we don't."
Stringer's thing with trying to make nice was because I don't want no beef if I can avoid it,
Yeah, plus he's trying to step out the game too.
Yeah, so like if I can avoid the beef, I'm gonna try to figure out, okay, well, we are putting together this co-op, which will, we're gonna be paying less for the products that we're gonna be getting. Everybody will be connected. They don't really establish in the co-op too tough like the benefits of it. Like Stringer touches on it a little bit, like how to watch the money, hiring lawyers and stuff like that, and then some of the like court information that Prop Joe lets Marlo know about in season 4. It's like, hey, look, you come fuck with the co-op, and no shit, bro. You can be privy to this type of information. So yeah,
exactly. And also like Stringer's philosophy too is like, why fight when we can just make money, right?
Yep.
And that's his whole. He doesn't really buy into the whole of like. Macho, like I'm gonna fucking fear and intimidation stuff that Avon and Marlo like. His whole thing is like he bleeds green. He is a capitalist through and through, and so he's like, if we can avoid murder and just make money between us, like I don't care about this whole like ego of having to be like the man. I just want to make straight money here. One of my favorite scenes in the whole is when they're eating lobster too, not lobster, crabs. It's a real Baltimore thing, because it's like they're all at work too, and so they all like go out to like. It's like, why talk about work stuff at the wherever the headquarters at the office when let's all go out and drink some beer and eat some crabs and like.
McNulty has a beer bond, doesn't he?
What's that?
McNulty has a beer bond, doesn't he?
No, actually, they have no. That's one thing I took note of. That none of them are wearing the bibs that it all goes on. Except for Freeman.
I just rewinded it. I'm watching it on my phone.
Funny.
Daniels has his tie flip. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
He got his tie behind his head.
That's real. Like I feel like they don't really use bibs. That makes it more like, you know what I mean? They're like, fuck it, we don't need bibs. We'll just wipe it on our shirts. I haven't had crabs in a long time. Maybe
I told y'all I will not. Hard crabs, that's not for Leland. Like,
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Maybe
Give
we'll
me
go
a
full-
crab cake, or crab meat. Don't bring me some crabs and the crab cracker.
Yeah,
Make me
mash
crack
it
my
up.
hands. Don't make me have to do that. What I do that for?
It's a lot of work for very little meat.
Come on now.
They didn't have a huge mess. They got a mallet there.
Uh,
Yeah, and also I like.
I usually get crabs from the occasional emergency room nurse.
Yeah.
Ah,
Shout out
that
McNulty.
went over my head. That was pretty good. I like that. You get to also tell the way that I took this note that McNulty and Daniels are sitting at the heads of the table, like establishing themselves. You know what I mean? Usually, like the heads of the table are the ones that are like the top, whatever, like the the ones that have the loudest voices. And so, here too, that it shows too they're on opposite ends of this debate, right? Because Daniels is basically saying like we're gonna use this wire tap. We have a wire for cheese of this murder. We're gonna run it up here. And McNulty, in his typical fashion, is like, "Fuck that! Why use it?" It's funny because it's a very similar debate to the one they had in season 1. He's like, "Why waste it now? We can get up to Prop Joe's people." As us, the audience, know, McNulty's completely right here because the whole wire on string on cheese is all bullshit. So they end up losing the wire because of something that they can't prosecute here, right?
When they and before they when they're sitting down, Jack, in the room before they go on to execute the warrant. Do y'all remember in season 1 before they go on the raid and McNulty sit down? He like, yeah, no, fuck it, I'm not going. It's that type of energy kind of here, but he ends up going here. But he's
pissed. Going. He just
he's
is like,
pissed,
this is stupid.
but he's not going.
Right.
In season 1, he was like, nah, I'm not suiting up for this bullshit. I'm not going.
Right. Here he knows he shows he's grown as a person. He shows like even if you disagree, you still have to go along with it. You can't just completely
do it.
And like when they try to break open the door, but they opened the door before it goes in the battering ram. And so they all come out the back, and now they have they got them arrested now. They have Cheese arrested. And they're still having this debate. One thing too, Herc mentions like Mary Tyler Moore, which is like at this point, Mary Tyler Moore is like an old lady, so he really has it for old ladies and young women. Just his taste is all over the place here, essentially.
Because he named her. He named Dozeman's black girlfriend. He named the fucking Olsen twins. He all over the map.
He just wants anything, Gus Triandos had to catch as the catcher, he had to catch this guy's curveball, knuckleball, and he looked like depressed and miserable. And Herc wanted to like show him love and intimacy, and I think what it was with Herc, he's showing it wasn't about like horniness. It was more just like he wanted to take care of someone. I know
he was a nice guy.
He wanted to take care of him. When they try to interrogate Cheese too, Cheese is hilarious here. He's like, "Oh no, please, I'll tell you everything I know." And
some cold motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah, because Bunk starts making fun of him and says like, "Oh no, my dog," And then they eventually realize like, what are you gonna do? Call SPCA?
Like, if animal control came and picked it up,
right?
Unless the SPCA come around.
And then when he says that, they just have that look. They're like, "What?
They're like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
The fuck? What you mean?"
And meanwhile,
Daniels is like all happy that he's confessing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, they got him."
They're like, "Nice
and
job,
I love
guys."
when Cheese says, "Now, why would I be talking about prop? I don't even know no Prop Joe. Okay?
Right?
I don't know shit about shit."
Yeah, exactly. But this whole conversation's great, and they all think like, "Oh, we're in the clear." Later on, looks like we broke him, and we established too that Daniels and Perlman have a thing for each other. Even before they hook up, they are getting close the entire episode. Yep. Daniel says like, "This is a have my cake and eat it too kind of day," and Perlman grabs his thigh with her hand, and
that's when they're in the bar, right?
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah. Also, too, McNulty is such a player because he kind of looks at Perlman like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah. He gives that like.
She's like,
like,
no. All right. Well, I'm
I
leaving.
got my eyes on somebody
all right,
else.
fuck it then.
now.
I'm out there, you know. All right, cool. He said he was such a player
hound dog,
moment.
man.
He like,
Yeah.
hey, you trying to go fuck?
Yeah.
No. All right, cool. I'm out there. Y'all have yourself a good night then. You know, that was
a total.
He was a player for that. That was such a player moment.
Total chauvinist.
Perlman is kind of a player too. She's like, oh,
and no, I took the same note, Jesse.
Like,
in the
Daniel's
scene
is single now.
When she goes back to the apartment with Daniels, and he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna look better when I fix it all up." She look around. She's like, "I don't give a fuck how this shit look." Did she cut the lights off? She's like, "Oh no, we're about to get to business," you know, kind of thing. Daniels didn't stand a chance with Perlman. She was on business for sure.
Right. You saw why you saw why her and McNulty matched up, right?
Right. Well, actually, I took the Daniel's apartment kind of reminded me of McNulty's apartment.
Yeah,
you know, we finally see what Daniel's is like because, you know, before Daniel's had this really nice big house with his wife.
I mean, you know, the theory on Wiretapped Truths is, you know, he took hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, and has this super nice house, you know. So
no, but I think Jack is referring to how everything's like nicely put in the nice apartment, where like now it's like a kind of McNulty living, where it's kind of like messy.
Shit is everywhere. Yeah,
and it's also just it's not a big house; it's just a small like cramped apartment. That you know he's on his own. He's very divorced right now, even though not officially. But it's that guy who's recently kicked out of his house, and now his stuff is even put away. He's in that moment, you know.
My boy living in the closet in the living room.
Oh yeah. I have a few friends that are like that, you know.
Omar used to live in the closet.
That's true. Hey, I'll be here all night. But also, what's his face? Carcetti and Burrell have sort of made an alliance here.
Somewhat, kind of almost like a blackmailed alliance kind of thing.
Yeah, it's with pressure on it. Carcetti sent him new cars that they needed that Burrell was talking about, and he's like, "So, did the mayor get you any new cars? Like, no. Did your job just get easier? Yeah, And
well, Burrell's all about Royce, though. Burrell wants Royce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But Carcetti's trying to make it like, hey, I need people on my side, and he's saying that like there's nobody graduating from the academy next year, so we're not going to be able to have any new cars and everything. And Carcetti's going to help with that, like fast track graduation, so they can get more cops. Excuse me. Yeah, it's showing they're trying to make an alliance here, And Kima, when she goes home and she sees the baby with her mom, she doesn't even feel like comfortable being
home, bro.
That's so horrible. Like, you don't want to lay in the bed with the baby and your wife,
bro.
Like, and then I've
told y'all, bro. Like going through it, and I've said it before. Like having children with the wrong person can be, or just the person in general, the right person or the wrong person can be the best thing in somebody's life or the worst thing in somebody's life. So having somebody that is resenting the child, like, bro, that's
insane. Yeah,
man, that is crazy. I just remember going through it with my wife, and our baby's only 2. But just the pregnancy of it, the first year of Olivia, it's like nothing else mattered other than them 2. Like, it wasn't nothing else in my world mattered except my daughter and my wife. So like I couldn't imagine coming home and seeing them in the bed, and just because they're in the bed, I'm gonna go out and go drink. I don't know. Like as a newborn, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's very cold here. It's definitely. You watch a episode and you get pissed off at Kima because she's doing.
And because they were so close too, like it's like
y'all
were like, I don't know.
When she got shot, Cheryl was there for her. Like
I don't know.
She's on a down. You could tell she's on a downward spiral, right? And also in this episode, I forgot this happened. The Dozerman gets shot undercover.
And him mocking her too. I love that little part
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
Before they
yeah.
do shit, that shit is
So Gus
great.
Trandos, he was a switch hitter, right?
Yeah,
It's like
that shit is grade A comedy. And then before they do the little setup, and Dozeman is driving by, he's like, yeah, that shit is hilarious. Bro.
They play it up with the bait and switch, because when Carver is making that announcement before, he's like, all right, 3 things. And like you think like the third thing he's gonna mention is hurt, right? And he doesn't do that, and it's like, oh, okay. And then later on he brings up, you know what I mean? They intentionally leave it in that way. It's like that's really good like comedic timing. And Colvin is their district commander and a man of the people, our old bunny Colvin, because he goes there, he has a beer with his fellow cops who are also distraught. He chugs that beer and he throws on
symbolic
you know,
of what's to come, because they said, hey y'all, stop throwing them beers on top of the roof.
And then Colvin's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
It's symbolic for what he's about to do. Okay. And there's something else I took, y'all. For season 3, I think it's season 3 and season 4, where it's like, okay, if y'all are gonna make me pick one of the seasons, I'm gonna have to pick between those two. But one of the reasons why The Wire is the best show ever is because of Bunny Colvin. Like, just some of the stuff that his dialogue and the stuff that he says, like, it's so forthcoming, where it's like, damn, that shit sticks with you, doesn't it? Like, his dialogue, his commentary in season 3 and season 4 is phenomenal. Like, it's
for sure.
It's phenomenal. It's layered in complexity, like in terms of how he's thinking, how he's viewing stuff. Him telling Melvin kind of like, well, the city is worse than when I came on. So what does that say about all the time I spent here? Like, that's very forthcoming kind of thing.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite characters for sure. And you know, we'll talk more about like the philosophy of Amsterdam later on in the season. This and you're right, this is very symbolic because Carver even's like, hey, you want me to throw that out for you? And he's like, no, fuck the rules. I'm gonna throw it on the like these arbitrary rules are what's keeping us behind.
Yep.
You know?
It's letting y'all know, like, hey, look, these are my thoughts moving forward. Him just throwing that container on top of that roof. It's like, okay, no, I'm about to break some rules. Okay, this is bullshit. You know, my boy got shot over 3 little weak ass vials, and we'll get to that scene in a little second, but 3 little vials, you know. So what's the fucking purpose of this shit? We could have lost him over 3 little weak ass little vials. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, he's like, what is this all worth it? And he goes to what's the name?
Melvin.
What is his name?
Deacon Williams.
Deacon Williams, who's sort of like, he's one of the most well-respected characters in the show, not just by both the cops and the criminals. He's sort of a voice and a friend to both. He serves as like a community leader and like a mentor for pretty much every character. Here
the real Avon Barksdale.
Yep.
That's
He's
right.
been on both sides of it. Yep. His story is the Paycon code was his code. You know, that was his methods. Like, you know, he's a kingpin. Yeah, he's a kingpin for sure.
Yeah, and he's the guy that, like, you know, they go to when they're just feeling trouble and they need somebody who's like wise and smart to listen to. And this is one of those conversations where Bunny Colvin is like having sort of an existential crisis of like, what did I really do here? He's
Jack, he said, what makes a good night on my watch is the absence of a negative.
Yeah,
like,
and that's fucking depressing.
What the fuck? Like, bro, his speeches, man. Shout out to Mr. Wisdom, man. Phenomenal interview with you. Even in our interview, the way he speaks is so forthcoming. That shit sticks with you, bro.
He's a great guy. Yeah, for sure. And you know, he's really like, what's gonna happen with me? You know, when I'm gone, there's only gonna be like this picture left of me. You know, and you know, and the deacon basically says, like, look, drugs are a force of nature. It's an inevitability. It's sweeping leaves on a windy day, meaning it's going to be it's pointless because it just comes back. And it sets up his whole philosophy about what that means, you know. And so he gives this speech and he talks about how in the 50s or 60s, the city council made it illegal to drink publicly, but they found a loophole. It's like, hey, I want to drink on my stoop on a sunny summer night. I
Yep.
want to so people realize, like, put a bag on it so that way they can claim I'm not drinking alcohol. Cops don't want to spend their time hassling people over bullshit. And if a guy is not affecting anyone in a negative way, what's the big deal about him drinking? And that he says,
Which
like,
is still done.
Yeah, it's still done all the time.
You
And
see
he's like,
people
the paper bag was able to, make it so cops can focus on less trivial matters. And he ends by saying, like, there's never been a paper bag for drugs until now, which is kind of
hell of a phrase, hell of a quote.
Yeah, it was a
speech.
great foreshadowing, right? And then Herc is just like pissed off. He's like, "This is fucking stupid. It doesn't even make any sense," He's like waving. He ends up by like waving to Bodie and knows that like they're told not to hassle them and just like move on. And Bodie's just back to doing business, and that's how the episode ends.
Where's the love, Bodie? Where's the love?
Where's the motherfucking love, Bodie?
So
phenomenal episode. Jack, great breakdowns. Thank you so much, family. We appreciate you, bro. Jesse, who your standout actors, my boy?
I'm gonna give it to Method Man. Surprisingly, that I just said.
I love that interrogation scene, man. I love it.
For the interrogation scene, that was hysterical.
I love it.
And a large part of the story revolved around him confessing over the phone, and I like that whole storyline play out. So, Method Man, if I had to give it to a second answer, maybe Bob Wisdom kind of steals the show with the paper bag speech.
And I think the scene with Melvin too. Like that's what I was telling Jack. I love that scene about
I was
negative. Like
that
is so telling. Like
that was cool.
He's having a real trauma dumping moment. Like telling him, bro, what have I accomplished? Like if I've been all this time in the city is worse. Like he's really coming to grips with himself on top of having his cop shot. Like
he's thinking about his legacy.
Yeah, those are definitely probably the two standouts. Jesse, you spot on, family.
I'm not gonna do a huge shout out to all the people, but I do.
They will all be. We've got so many now. We're gonna transition moving forward on how we list all of the people that we've interviewed. You all will see them in the description. In this description, you'll be able to see all the people we've interviewed. So just view the description. There's more than 15, 20 people. So just check their links. Everything will be in the description below.
Otherwise, it would take like a half hour to list.
We're getting longer and longer. But I do want to say something though, real quick. Ms. Donna Adrian Gibson, thank you so much for helping us grow. I sent you a message on Instagram and you replied back. We became instant friends, and you were a big supporter of the show, and you go to bat for us, and you tell like the appeal of like just three people who are passionate about the program, and you get so many people hyped about our show too, like other actors and stuff too, that without you, I really don't feel like this show could have gone like not that we're
nowhere near
top of the world, but
nowhere near. Without her,
without
Miss Debbie Young, and without Kurt Burke, our three behind the scenes support system.
Our
channel would not have grown without those three people, and Amanda for that matter too. She got us an interview as well.
A lot of people have.
But those three people specifically, we will always honor you all for everything y'all have done.
Kurt, without Kurt retweeting, we don't get the views. It's in the views, right? But so Ziggy Duck, thank you for your support, and creating the Facebook groups where we can put this on too, so.
Yep, no, we love all of our support system. Thank y'all so much for just supporting us. We're gonna keep going, keep bringing you all fresh content. We are at some point in time, I'm sure we're gonna shoot my top 10 cold opens. We're gonna get to it at some point in time, but we're so glad to be here in season 3. We'll be releasing our season 3 first episode very soon for you all. So we're just glad to be back into a new season. If you have a Wire episode concepts you want us to shoot, leave it in the comments. Reach us in the Facebook groups. We appreciate it. If you want to book us for any voiceover work or any commercial casting in New York or here in Georgia, please feel free to give us a call at 678-938-5398 or at wiretappedtruths@gmail.com. Also, if you want to be sponsored on our next interviews or any of our next interviews or anywhere on our channel, please shoot us an email, shoot us a comment. We can discuss pricing and packaging with you if you want to be included in a specific interview that we have coming up. Please reach out to us and you can get your brand in front of those who watch this channel, as well as the actual people from the cast that have been in Hollywood, been actors, and been around the people who you might want to get your product and services around. So please feel free to reach out to you. We appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, Wiretapped Truths. Been a phenomenal episode. Jack, don't you have some shows coming up or something like that, if I'm not mistaken?
Not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment?
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram.
All right, we appreciate it. Again, please like, share, subscribe.
How about that Netflix special you got? You don't want to advertise that?
No, that's in the works.
Yeah, keep that on the wrap.
Yeah, one of these
right,
days.
man. We appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Please tune in, like, share, subscribe, comment. Wiretapped Truths is us signing out, and we'll see y'all next time.
See ya.